All right. So, and if your goal is either sales or leads, then you have to create content that are usually salesy. Okay, you are educating your client, your customers on the product benefits of your product, why your product is very very good than your competitors. Okay, you are creating content that shows your product benefits with a very clear call to action. So it's not enough to show your audience beautiful benefits of what you do, your product or services, without actually leading them to an action. So you create content that usually emphasize more on the product benefits or service benefits. Then we look at the third goal, which is community building. So if your goal is to actually build a loyal community, build audience who love and is committed to your brand, then you probably fall under this category. So in this kind of category, you create content that actually engage with your audiences. Most of the time, brands use polls, they use question and answer sessions. You see them going live to answer pressing questions from the audience in order to connect deeper with them. Sometimes they even run polls so that they will know the kind of content that would actually appeal to them better. And they do this by leveraging Instagram stories and even creative content to spark conversation. And if your goal is to educate your audience, I would recommend, that means you fall under the education goal. So in this for this goal, you are teaching your audience something very useful so that they can trust your brand, they can connect deeply with your brand. So in this kind of for this kind of goal, you're sharing tips, you are doing tutorials, you're sharing how-to videos related to your niche in order to ensure that your audience connects deeply and also trust you so much. So now for setting smart goals, your goals must be actionable, irrespective of what goals you have for social media, what goals you have for your brand. You must ensure that your goals are very, very smart, okay? And they are to make your goals very effective, they need to be measurable. You need to measure your goals. Some people say, I want to come online to grow my page. I want to come online for people to know me. That's not a smart goal. Instead of saying I want to grow my page, you can say I want to increase my followers by 20% in 3 months. That is what we call a smart goal. So a smart goal is specific. You are crystal clear about what you want to achieve, all right? Instead of saying I want to sell, no, you have to be very, very specific. You have to be very, very clear on how you intend to do that. Okay. And then let's look at the measurable. This is when you track it with numbers or metrics. You are tying your goal to a specific figure or percentage. You are telling yourself, I want to be able to grow my sales into 60% in 3 months. That's a measurable growth goal. You can actually track it. You are tying it with a metric, you are tying it with a number. So your goal has to be very specific. And now, the achievable. You need to ask yourself, is my goal achievable? Is it realistic? Like, given your current resources, your team size, your budget, is it realistic? There are some people that are actual brand business owners that will tell you that I want to be able to achieve 450 million in 3 months. And you have to ask yourself, is this goal very realistic with the current resources I have, the current team members, the current resources, the current budget? I am looking at my marketing budget. Will I be able to achieve this in 3 months? So your goal needs to be achievable. And now your goal needs to be relevant. It needs to be relevant. You need to ask yourself, does it align with your broader business objectives and priorities? So you must ask yourself, does it align with my broader business objective and priority? If it doesn't, you have to skip it. It is you see some brands coming say I want to leverage TikTok. I mean, there's some brands who don't have anything to do with TikTok, but they want to actually join. I mean, everyone to jump on TikTok and dance and do some funny videos. But at the same time, you need to ask yourself, does what I want to achieve at the end of the day, is it actually relevant to the bigger picture of what my brand wants to achieve? If it is not, if it is just an extra noise, then it is best you actually skip it. Okay, so look at it. Is it relevant? Whatever you want to do, whatever strategy you want to leverage, you need to ask yourself, as a marketing professional or as a business owner, is it relevant to this brand? Is it going to just take up space? Is it going to at the end of the day achieve overall goals? If it is going to, then you go for it. If it is not, you just push that aside. Then the T, time bound. You need to give yourself a deadline. Set a clear deadline in order to create urgency so that everybody hands can be on deck. When should this be completed? It's not just enough for you to have goals. You have specific goals. You have clear goals of what you want to achieve. You've tied a number to it. You've looked at the budget and you see that it is achievable. You see that it is in line with your goals. And at the end of the day, if there is not a clear deadline as to when your goal is going to be completed, then you're just going to run in circles and it's going to waste everybody's time and it's going to waste your time. So you need to set a clear deadline in order to create urgency. Now let's look at the other one, the other slide. Know your audience. So you cannot your content is only as effective as how well it connects with your audience. Okay, your content is only as effective as how well it connects with your audience. And you must understand that you cannot create content for everyone. You cannot create content for everyone. The whole world is not your audience. So you say, some people say, who are your followers? And they just say, who are your audience? And they just say, everybody is my audience. No, you cannot create content for everyone. You need to understand your audience before creating content. Understanding your audience is the single most important factor in creating content that resonates, converts, and builds long-term loyalty. When you understand your audience, your content becomes more aligned, your content becomes more relatable to the people that actually matter. Okay, so now you hear a lot of people say, okay, how do I know my audience? Where are these people? How do I create content to these people? Number one, for you to actually start out, you need to research these things. Number one, which is demographic. Who is your audience? I mean, what's their ages? What's their age range? Their gender? Where are they located? You need to know who your target audience is. Like for a skincare brand, you will hear, oh, my age range is usually from 18 to 55, gender mostly female, location you will hear in urban cities. That's a buyer person. That's a picture of who the target audience is. So you need to understand the demographics, who your target audience is. And number two, their interests and hobbies. What do they follow? What do they watch? What do they buy? You need to understand this because this would help you in your overall social media content strategy and how to create content that actually relates with them. You need to know their pain points. What problems are they trying to solve? They have problems. For a skincare brand, most of them want to actually get rid of acne. They want to get rid of pimples. They want to have a smoother face. So you need to understand their pain points, their problems, the things that make them worry. Because it is from their pain points you can be able to create relatable content. It is from their pain point you can be able to create content that actually connects with them and at the same time convert. So you need to know their pain point. You need to know their online behavior. Where are they? Where are they? What platforms do they use daily? For example, let me give you another example. If you run a food business in Lagos, for example, your audience may be busy professionals who want quick and reliable meals. That means your content should focus on convenience. It should focus on speed. It should focus on trust. When your content matches your audience reality, it performs better. So you need to know who you're creating content for. That is the most important thing for under planning. So you're coming online, you have to come online with a strategy. Who are my people? Where do they spend time? What are their interests? Actually know this. Look at this real world example I put out here. If you sell homemade snacks in Lagos, your audience profile might look like this. Your audience might be women, because they are mostly women who are parents, who are mothers. They might age 25 to 40 years. And what platforms do they use? Most of them use Instagram and WhatsApp. What are their pain points? Most of them are busy. Okay, they have busy schedule. Some of them are working class moms, some of them are busy with children, so they want quick and reliable delivery. What kind of content will you what kind of content works for this? You're showing short product videos, you're showing customer reviews that will make them relax. Say, oh, these people must be very clean, these people know what they are doing. So that is all about knowing your audience. Now let's look at the next one under planning. We have the content pillars. Content pillars are the foundation of your content. They are the main things your content will revolve around. Okay, it is not enough to actually come online and say, I want to just put out content. What kind of content are you putting out? This actually, it stems from your content pillars. It comes out from your content pillars. These are content these are content that actually revolves around a specific theme, specific themes. Okay, content pillars are recurring themes that guide you what you post consistently. Okay, they keep your content organized, prevent creative fatigue, and ensure every post serves a strategic purpose aligned with your goals. You're not coming online and thinking of what you post. You already have, I mean, a well aligned content. You already have something to post.